Lego City. Today we're going to tell you about our custom Lego table and how we sort our Lego.
Okay, let's start off with the Lego table. There's two of them arranged in an L shape, and each are constructed with a 2x4 rectangular frame with 2x2 legs in the corners. A sheet of 5/8" MDF or medium density fiberboard serves as the tabletop, and the tabletop is wrapped with 1x2 edging to keep Lego from sliding off and to keep the tabletops in place on top of the white cabinets. Now I've used IKEA Trofest frames and their matching bins to store our Lego, and they work perfectly. Now looking underneath, I didn't have a single sheet of MDF that was the right size, so I added bracing appropriately to support and connect the individual pieces. Now as we approach the corner here, you'll see that the legs are simply screwed into the corners. I've used a very simple construction technique to make these tables. And the two tables are connected together with a rectangular piece of plywood across the two frames. Now looking behind the white Trofast cabinets, you'll see that I actually built only half a frame as the rest of the tabletop sits on top of the cabinets. To keep the tabletop from shifting around, I mounted a 1x2 underneath against the back edge of the cabinets, and the table edging is slightly below the surface of the table so it hugs the front and sides of the cabinets as well. So it's a really quick overview of our simple Lego table build. Now let's look at how we sort our Lego. The first drawer up is our people drawer, and that's actually more than just people, it's animals, and it's all people accessories. So we'll find things in here such as sharks, crabs, people obviously, walkie-talkies, skis, wheelbarrows, anything of that genre. The next drawer here houses, no pun intended, houses all our city and house parts. You'll find that it's pretty sparse because we built up a lot of our city, so not much stuff left in here in terms of trees, mailboxes, fence pieces, flowers, etc. Next drawer up is our windows and doors, and this is probably our most straightforward drawer in the sense that really it's just windows and doors that are housed in here. Now this system has been working for us very well, and we've sorted most of our Lego by type and not by color. So we found that it's easy to find the color that we want from a drawer full of bricks versus the other way around, a drawer full of the same color and then looking for the brick that we want. Now the first drawer in this column here is all our 1 stud wide bricks, and so that's anything of any length or height, but as long as it's more than 3 flats tall. Next drawer up is our 2 stud wide blocks or 2 stud wide bricks, and here you'll find your everyday 2x4 and any variation of a 2x, as long as it's a brick and not a flat piece. The third drawer in this column is all our ramps. So that could be a ramp where it's sloped on top or a ramp that's sloped from underneath. Now you might be thinking, wow, it sounds like a lot of work for this to be organized so well and for young kids to be able to use this. Surprisingly, we've had this in place since the kids were 4 and 6 years old, and they actually adopted to it quite well. I did most of the sorting back then, but they understood where to find everything. So next up in this drawer here, we've got all of our flats. So this is where we'll find anything that's like 1 flat in height, but generally rectangular shaped items or square shaped items. Next, we've got our special blocks. Now this is where it gets kind of funky and we get a lot of variety in here. So this is anything that's taller than a flat, but it's got a weird shape to it or something unique about it that doesn't fit into a brick or a block or a ramp category. Now you might have noticed a piece or two that looks like a normal brick, but they're not missorted. They're bricks that have, say, a rounded corner or something special about them that doesn't make them a normal everyday brick. Next drawer up is our special flats, and this has the most variety in it. So we'll see anything from like studless flats to an A-frame, as you kind of see in that bottom left-hand corner, centerpieces, pivots, hinges, anything of that sort. That's probably the one that has a lot of the smallest pieces, a lot of kind of 1 stud sized lights or round pieces, etc. In the first drawer of the second Trofast frame is all our car parts. So here we store car parts that are anything related to a car or vehicle or even plane that isn't a wheel, and that's because we have a separate drawer for wheels here. Here we store our wheels. Some of them are vintage ones that I had from when I was a kid, and we also store our Technic wheels as well in here. Next drawer up is the platforms drawer, And that one's, we don't actually have that many platforms, so it's pretty sparse in terms of platforms. So we've also repurposed this drawer to store other stuff, such as the train tracks that we haven't used yet. Up in the next column here, the top drawer is our space drawer. And again, this one's quite sparse because it's from a lot of my older space sets from probably the 80s that I've already got built up, and they're sitting on the display cabinet. So I only have a few leftover pieces, and we haven't bought much of the newer generation space stuff. This drawer here is just Technic parts, everything except for the wheels that we saw in the previous column over there. But we use a lot of our Technics, so we actually don't have much in there at any one point in time. Right now, that actually is more than usual. And this last drawer here is our to sort drawer. This is where we throw anything in when we're just cleaning up and trying to get things out of the way. And then eventually either I will sort it or we'll have a little sorting party where the kids participate. Last column here is for our instructions. So we have a bin of instructions, and of course we have a lot of Lego, and so it overflows into the second bigger bin where we have a lot more instructions. So there you go, there's a quick overview of our Lego sorting system. It's been working for us for a few years, and I'm curious what's been working for you, so please let us know in the comments.
Thank you for watching our video. Make sure to like
And subscribe.
Bye bye, camera.